Namaste Star Family, welcome to the Cosmic Weather Forecast. My name is Audrey, you're watching the Matrix Oracle. So this is for the last quarter moon in the sign of Leo. So a sacred fire between the sun and the moon, okay? We're working with our life force, our Kundalini. And when we do this, in terms of association to the planets, we have the sun and the moon that are doing the sacred dance, allowing us to unveil any type of illusion, any type of limitation about the perception of ourselves and what is possible for us to achieve. So, right now we're in that cycle that started with the solar eclipse in Libra, where we're ending certain karmic cycles because eclipse energy just removes certain patterns. Libra being very much associated to relationships, dynamics, how we're involving ourselves in our reality. We are experiencing the teachings, master teachings of becoming a magnet for good vibrations and vibrations that are in alignment with this new and higher version of ourselves. And what I mean by new, it's actually through the unveiling. It's something that's always been inside of us, but that we are unveiling as we are starting to remember. So we experienced this with the solar eclipse. Then we had a first secret fire, which is a first quarter moon, where we had to watch where we put our focus in order for you to magnetize things that are in vibrational alignment with what you want and what you desire. You gotta watch how your focus brings life to certain things, okay? And then we had this full moon in Aries, very much, remembrance about certain things that may have occurred in the past lifetimes, but past patterns. And it's allowing you to just shine a truer light on yourself, on what you're capable of. And now we're concluding with that last sacred fire. So friction, it creates a square between the sun that now has entered Scorpio, the archetype of the messenger between the unseen and the seen, and the moon in the first degrees of Leo, that is all about energy work, magic, and spiritual wisdom. Okay, so we're seeing here that the sun is just in that inner world, okay, in those first degrees. The imun koeli, that means that the activation of the sacred fire is going to deep dive even deeper inside your soul's remembrance, okay? And here the moon is acting with Mars, okay, in the 12th house. So there's going to be a lot of dream state activation. Some of you, if you're dream journaling, that's great, okay? If you want to work with frequencies, Cyrus is in that little 12th house energy. You could get some downloads if you fell asleep with that frequency. Some of you, that's part of what I have. Part of my YouTube channel is frequencies to support all your spiritual journeying and activation, okay? What we're seeing also is this opposition with the last time where we're experiencing Pluto in Capricorn. This is all about removing mental prisons. And in the 6th house, it's going to be things that limited you to expand your light, okay? Maybe things that were related to your health, maybe certain habits, certain routine. So there's going to be some, sacred activation to have the awareness of certain things that need to fall apart, okay? As far as the last layers of this cycle of learning how to become this really attractive magnet to the things that are meant for us, okay? Because we're going to be entering this phase of 20 years of Pluto going into Aquarius, which is all about being the way shower, that is going to be powerfully activated when we'll be entering this November 19th, 2024. And this is going to be a lot of law of resonance. If you're watching the channel and you follow this channel, you know I've been talking a lot about about the soul tribes, activation, everyone's, calling in their souls, partnerships, because this is going to be a time of gathering. This is going to be where people that are doing their inner work, freeing themselves from certain karmic repetitions, certain chains, are going to gather and really support each other to rise, okay? So let's move into some really strong activation that we're still seeing with Medusa, Lilith, and the South Node, creating this tension line with Saturn in retrograde here in Pisces. In the 8th house, this is the house of shadow, this is the house of Scorpio. Welcome to Scorpio season anyways. Okay, so anything that you did not realize that was maybe stealing away from your light, there's going to be a strong friction for you to reactivate this potential. And it's playing out here with, I love this, the muse Terpsichore. She is the muse of dance and movement. And some of you know this is how I illustrate the cosmic dance. This is what you're seeing on this channel. I'm seeing the planets move and I can feel it as a dance, and this is what I express. So what is really interesting with this expression? Some of you, just by the practice of moving your body, and it doesn't have to be just dancing, you guys. It can be just the way you're walking, the way you're stretching, the way you go and weight lift, or whatever that is that you're doing to find space in your body, is going to release some of the past drama and the past reenaction of certain patterns. And why do I say this? Because Muse Melpomene is right there in opposition with this Saturn retrograde, allowing this finger of God, the Yod, the pointing at retrieving your light through the body movement. Through some of you, you're doing the cosmic alignment energy session with me. You see that I'm teaching some trigger point or acupressure point while we're receiving all the chant, all the tuning forks, to allow those energies to flow through us, to release some of the remembrance. Some of you, you're telling me, like, how do I remember? It is all about going within. I can't do the work for you. Okay, this is something that you have to sit with. This is something that you got to find what triggers the remembrance. For me, sound is my savior. Sound has been my healer, and I love sound in terms of receptivity of whatever needs to be received at this time, released and shed and integrated. Okay, so let's move on with this sacred geometry you're seeing here. When I mentioned Cyrus, it's created a super grand trine here. Why do I say super grand trine? I don't know. It's a grand trine. Okay, but I feel like it's super flowy. It's going to help you have some remembrance of certain knowledge, of certain patterns of remembrance, and this is supportive of your light retrieval. Okay, so Cyrus playing a very big role in this trust process of just knowing that your soul knows, even if your mind doesn't know, because the mind is electric and it only can conceive what it is ready to conceive. Your heart, total different story. Your heart is magnetic, it's a vortex, it also has its own neurite composition. It does communicate with yourself, and your cells is just more subtle. This is why meditation, music healing, just stillness allows us to get that receptivity, get those downloads. It's not that you just can't receive it while you're doing things, but you got to train yourself to recognize those little signals. Okay, so that's a lot that we're already covering. What do I feel like it's important here? We still have Orion. Look at this Orion frequency. Some of you, if you're still suffering, I say it and I mean it, from drama. You see that square here with Melpomene, that is all about the tragedy, all about, you know, acting and things that can happen, just like your life is a stage. You're the one creating and producing this movie, okay? If you're still suffering from just recreating the same thing, Orion can help you activate a certain frequency for your eyes to perceive in greater ways who you truly are. I remember when I composed Orion, I didn't know so fully why I was going to use a rife frequency for the eye health, okay? So it's almost like a real eye surgery that we're doing here with the solfeggio scale for the constellation. It's because I was seeing, like, when the mind is too constricted and too hyper focused, it doesn't allow us to fully see with the heart, okay? So some of you, if you are too mentally focused, go and try the Orion scale and support here. We also have the Pleiades that is very much helping with this square, and that would be really for going within. If you're struggling going within, if you're struggling with a lot of trauma, if you're, you know, looking for certain ways to find self-love, you know, self-love, it's something that you have to practice by knowing yourself and what brings you that feeling. Okay, so some of you, if you're stuck still in those very emotional patterns, use the Pleiades. Okay, there's a lot that can be done through this sacred activation. Again, October 24th, 2024, there is the sacred fire. A lot of energy can be released. This is a placement with the moon that is really all about working with the alchemy and the energy of this universe. If you want to receive those frequencies, please comment down below star. Okay, I will send you the 3 frequencies for those constellations, for the starseed activation. This is going to help you on certain levels of understanding. I trust this is supporting you, my dear soul tribe and star family. I'm sending you many blessings and much love and light. Namaste.